That's funny. So I love that like we both had on like the same patch.
I know. And probably the same sweater, kind of different colors it looks.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I'm super excited you guys are here. So Steve just wrapped up an amazing call. I'm going to give a few minutes for everybody to hop on. Afterwards, if you're just now getting on, send that reminder to your friend that you invited. Maybe you have a family member that has been just asking you about it. Send them a last minute text and be like, hey, there's a lot of stories that are going to be shared tonight. And then if you are on already, I want you to be prepared to share what these patches have done for you. And then if you are a brand new guest, you get to ask questions at the end. So it's going to be less than 30 minutes that we do this. I'm super excited that you're all here. Hi, Kim. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Paula with your Super Patch shirt. Hi, Jeanette.
Hold on, she can't see you yet. Hold on.
Oh, hey, Jackson. I see you back there. Crystal, you're not in your closet tonight.
I'm not, well, I just did a live where I showed all the thrift store haul I got today. I got
Nice.
almost 60 books for like $5, $6, and it was so much
Book.
fun. Books like John C. Maxwell books and
Oh,
like all types of
nice.
really cool stuff. And I just did live on that. It was so much fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I
I
love
needed to
doing that.
refresh and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I got to talk patches with someone and it just I
Nice.
bought her bread and learned where I can go and share the patches and
Oh, that's so
yeah.
much fun.
You know, Carrie, it's like we
I
say, like
love
we don't go out to work our business, but somehow we still work our business.
right.
And
Yes.
today I took, a day where I was just like, okay, I'm going to breathe. I'm going to take a mental health day for me, be with my family. I was in one of those moods where I was like, I have nothing to wear and I will never buy myself new stuff. So I'm like, I'm going to go to the thrift store with the kids. Let's see what we can find. And I ended up just having a conversation. And you can't help but find things out about people when they start talking. And so we started talking. We related. She has 5 girls. She homeschools. She's got a couple kids that are rambunctious. We exchanged, conversation on that. And like she bakes, I bake. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And then we got into talking about like kids' sports and different things like that. And I was like, you gotta check this out. And so it was really cool to see, how for us like we have so many people that join us all the time and they're like, well, how do I go out and I share this, how do I go out and talk about this? And we always tell them like just go out there and have conversations. And that's what I did today. I didn't plan to talk about patches. I didn't even patch her up yet. We scheduled another time to meet up and do it. And I'm really excited. We're going to introduce our kids, we're going to introduce what we do for business. And it's just a lot of fun. But I did get to talk about what the patches have done for me. And I was going to miss tonight. Sorry about my background tonight being so noisy. But I was going to miss tonight. Go that way, please. Let me just like,
I love that you just like moved. Jackson, I love you. I love
I love
you.
you. Go. He's like in my bubble. Um, I love you. And like, if you can't mom here, you're in the wrong
Oh,
crowd. We are just
yeah.
always, that's the best thing about our community is that we get to do that. So like, if you're watching now or you're watching later, just know, come as you are. But I got to
Mhm.
share how this technology has helped me. And I was going to miss tonight because I fully was just going to take a full day. And after sharing again and telling my story again, I realized the impact it makes so much on people to share your story and to be able to just just let it roll off the tongue because it's real. When
Right.
she saw my patch here, and as I was grabbing her bread that I don't need, I probably need more Ignite right here, but she saw my patch and she's like, well, what is that thing? And I was like, oh my goodness, I was in so much pain this morning. My MS causes my arms to lock up and I was in so much pain. I just slapped one of those on and defend on my. I learned from she's not on here from Sunshine to put it on your left top of your foot, your defend patch. She's a podiatrist on our team, and she said put
Oh,
that defend patch right on the top of your left
oh,
foot because yeah, and let her tell you if she jumps on. We'll ask her because I'm not a
okay.
podiatrist, you guys. She's the expert. I'm not. I just trust her. But I was like, okay, let's put these on. And that tightness, that drop foot I get from having MS and those symptoms that come with that eased up immediately. And so
Wow.
I was able to tell her that story, how I used to use a walker and a wheelchair and how this technology's helped me carry. And I was reminded that these amazing patch story Zooms are so important for people. because it's not just like an opportunity or business for people. It is a place where we can share, especially this Zoom, what little time we give for it, right? We
Yeah.
have an opportunity to share with people how this technology changes lives. And so I'm glad that we're going to get that going. It kicks us right into it, right? I see Steve just got here, so it means everyone's already transferred over. So everyone that should be here by now should be here by now. And so,
Absolutely, right? Like if they're following
yeah,
Steve, get over here. Let's
right,
go.
right. He
He
had to
did
have
an
waited. And,
incredible he had an incredible presentation tonight, Crystal, and our WhatsApp chat that we're in with the North American, vice presidents and above in the company are just, commenting. So Steve, go in there and relish in those comments. I know you did a fantastic job tonight. Thank you.
I told everybody there's free beer over here, so they should be here any second.
Oh, okay, okay.
All right.
It'll be delivered to your house in a moment. Paula, y'all just answer the door. Someone's showing up with it. Steve has sent it or something. That's really funny. So I'm super glad that you guys are all here. And Crystal, I love that you were real with us for a moment and was like,
yeah,
you know what? I was in my head. I was thinking about not showing up because I needed to take a day. And y'all, how many of you don't take a day when you know you need to? Be honest. You know you should take a minute. You know you should stop. You know you should sit down and maybe eat something, drink some water, do a workout, read, pray, but you don't do it because if you do, then you lose momentum, you feel like, or you might get behind. If you don't stop and recognize where you are, and I love that you brought that up, Crystal, because we have to stop and recognize where we are. So she did take a day today and she went out with her family and she did the stuff that she did. And she carries these things with her everywhere she goes. We don't go out to build the business. And if you heard what Steve talked about earlier, this is a business that anyone can do from anywhere. You can travel the world, and maybe you're someone that wants to bounce around all the time on planes. Take your patches with you. There are people sitting on planes all the time that are anxious and worried and needing to make extra money for their next flight. Okay. There's pilots, there's flight attendants. If you are someone that likes to go out and eat a lot, you don't want to stay home and cook, go out and eat, but take your patches with you. Just put them in a bag. It's easy to do on the go because at some point when you're out, someone is going to mention something they have going on. If you go out and you don't talk to people, you're not going to be able to share it. But if you just open your mouth and, hey, how are you? Sometimes that's all it takes. And then you listen. You become a master listener in this business. Listen for symptoms. And tonight, as people are sharing stories, I want you to listen. I love that your hand's already up, Kim, because I know you're excited to share a story tonight. But become a master listener tonight and learn what these patches do for others so that when someone shares, you can say, hey, my friend Diana said this. Hey, my friend Steve said this, because you guys were friends here. We're part of a community run like anything else. And whenever you watch this, whether it's on replay or you're watching it again later because it's recorded and you just wanted to hear someone's story, remember them. Become a master listener of stories. Become a master listener of when Steve does the presentation right before this, because guess what happens? You have stories and then you have information that you can go share and tell with your friends and family. Okay. It's simple. Don't overthink it. But right now, and I love that I'm already seeing hands up because you guys know the drill. This is the time that you're going to get to share your story. Keep it to 1 to 2 minutes quickly so we can go through some. I don't want to keep anybody here longer than 30 minutes, but thank you all so much for showing up. And I want to see those hands go up. There's a reaction button on your Zoom. Go ahead and hit that. And I'm just going to run through them. Crystal, we'll just go back and forth. So, Kim, let's get started with you. Share a story you have about one of the patches. I know you have so many you use, Kim. You're always ready to share.
Yes, this one tonight, I figured I'd jump out of the one that I haven't really talked about. For most of my life, I have struggled with attention and focus. Growing up as a young kid, in teenage years, it was horrible. It was so bad that
Hey, I'm going to stop you
school
really fast. Hey, Kim, let me stop you because is it me, you guys? Okay,
I was just about to ask. It's cutting out.
Kim, do you think you could maybe go out and come back in and see if that helps your connection? And I'll come back to you, I promise. Just if you don't mind, go out, turn things off, come back in. I'm going to get to the next one because I want to hear what you have to say. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's give it a minute and see if your connection will get better. Paula Red, we're coming to you next. Kim, let's try it again in just a minute. Hey, Paula, I see that you're having a watch party. Now, there are some new people on this Zoom tonight. Paula, will you tell everyone what you do on Tuesday nights, please?
Oh, okay. Well, hi, I'm Paula and from El Paso, Texas. And what we do is we get together, some of my team members that are here in El Paso, and we get together at my home and we watch the Opportunity Zoom. And of course, if we have any guests, they're watching it with us. And then right after that, we come to this Zoom. And then right after that, I do my own team meeting, which is on Zoom too, because we have a lot of people out of town. So it's just a fun time for us to get together, and just share. But what I want to share tonight is I had gone with my newest associate, Felicia, who actually has bronchitis tonight and can't get out. Oh, there she is. She's on. She's on. Yay, yay, yay. She's down there in the corner. So I'm hoping she's going to share a story. But what I wanted to share was there was a lady at this meeting at her Rotary Club. And we did it at a restaurant. We did it at Golden Corral. So, people could hear us and all that kind of stuff. But there was a lady that I had met, and she was one of those hyper people, just bouncing all over the place, right? And after we shared the presentation, she said, I'd really like to try that focus patch. She said, because I'm just always all over the place. And I mean, you could tell just in her personality and how she just went from one person to another, to another, to another, and just not ever slowing down and really never stopped talking. Well, Felicia gave her the focus patch, put it on her. And I kid you not, within 5 minutes, she was sitting there at the table, just as calm as could be. And everyone's looking at her like, are you okay? Are you okay? Because they just weren't used to her, being that calm. But that is how quickly our patches can work. And especially that focus. Oh my goodness. If anybody that has like, they don't have a good attention span or anything like that, or they're just really hyper, this could be a patch to help them.
I love that you brought that up, Paula, because even just you guys, here's the focus patch. It's yellow, it's fun. Even if you just read the back of it, many people, when I hand them a pack of patches, when I'm first talking to them, they're like, what's in it? They look at the back. I love the description of focus, Paula. So, focus is the key to playing, learning, and creating. Distractions and challenges, focusing can take the fun and performance out of what we want to do in school or elsewhere. The Focus Patch is a non-invasive and drug-free technology that may improve general wellness through vibrotactile stimulation that may allow users to naturally experience improved focus and clarity. Or elsewhere is huge. I'm a self-diagnosed later on in age person that is also hyper and loves to talk and interrupt people, but not because I want to, but because that's just what happens. And, I find myself less and less apologizing for interrupting because I'm actually sitting there long enough to listen and let that person talk. And if you've known me longer than, 3 years, then that was an issue I had, right, Steve? So this, you guys, Paula, it's true. I love that Felicia got to witness that, firsthand, being a new associate. It's so simple. Adults, children, anyone would love this. Thank you for bringing that up. Okay, Kim, I'm going to bounce right back to you because I saw you came back. I'm going to see how your internet is. Hoping for great things.
There we go. It kept muting me back. Is that okay? Is that better? Kind of came back that I don't talk about this nearly enough. Growing up, having that really bad attention and focus, it was so bad that I was in that percentile that I probably shouldn't have graduated high school, type of thing. And I didn't get diagnosed until I was 19 with that, because the school system back then, that's a whole nother story that I'd say for, but I've been off the medication for about 12 years, but I still have my moments where I get distracted and off key, and we've all seen it in this group where I kind of distracted, and it's this and the Peace Patch it's been a total game changer, and just the technology, it's phenomenal. And to be able to sit and read a book of what we've been going through with a group and everything, and be able to, for the most part, take it in for the first time in a long, well, ever. So it's been it's been
I love that, Kim. I'm so glad that you're sharing too, and like being people that have been connected with you for now, like just in Super Patch, nearly 2 years, and being, seeing your progress, and not just like your attention span, but your confidence and who you are as a person and who you are as a leader. It's just been really great to see. And I'm so excited for you. But that focus and that Peace Patch, that duo, that's the one. I mean, that's what we started my 10-year-old on as well. And she was at the point where I was getting calls all the time, and it was just so hard. So thank you so much for sharing that. I love when you share stories. Kim is someone who shows up, you guys, and she shows up full of passion and fire, and it's just so exciting. So, okay, I see Alexandra, your hand is up, and I know you're a little new here, so I'm excited to hear what you've got to share with us tonight. Go ahead and unmute and share with us.
Okay, am I unmuted? Can you hear me? Okay, yeah. So most of you I don't know. I know Carrie, I know Steve, and I know Jamie. And I've seen you before speaking. So my name's Alexandra or Alex, and Jamie's my sponsor, and I met Steve through Jamie because of course, my first reaction was cool, but this sounds too good to be true. So Steve was so what's the word? I still have vocabulary coming to me in German sometimes, but he was so creative and so kind to offer to drive halfway, pretty much. I think he actually drove longer than we did, but we met in the Dells, and it was and I said, oh, well, I have to bring the kids with. I have 3 boys, so he's like, bring the kids, then it's not placebo. So, I mean, I was blown away by not only the balance test, but just also in the days after using the patches. Um, I mean, I have too many good stories, so I'm gonna try. Jamie, I had to laugh in between because Jamie sent me a text saying, "You probably need the peace and the focus," so that I wouldn't, um, go on and on and on. So anyway, I'm gonna try and focus and keep it short. But I've noticed that I just have in general more energy because I do have the boost now too. I was waiting for that because I got the momentum and I was so excited to get it. And of course we ordered the boost right on ship. So as soon as I got the boost, I started taking that with the Peace, with the obviously the Liberty, and Peace and Liberty boost. And sometimes I had the pain patch because I sometimes have, my shoulder pain, and, I've had chronic pain for a long time, for years, but I've just been dealing with it however I can. So anyway, it has been for me too a game changer. I I mean, I don't even know. It's like there's so many things. Just with the boost alone, I noticed the one, like I was waiting for more boosts to come, and I'm snagging a few for my mom because she just ordered, or she just got hers, and I was running out of the boost too because I was giving them away, samples and stuff like that, siblings. And anyway, so one day I didn't have the boost, so I left it out because I was like, okay, just see how it goes. And one of my clients, it was that day, I was feeling kind of tired. And I usually never drink coffee in the afternoon. And they have coffee in the afternoon. I'm like, I really could use a half a cup of coffee. And I knew that it was the boost. I knew it was the boost because I was just like, I barely need coffee anymore, since I'd been taking it. So yeah, that's just like one of my many stories. My boys take them almost every day, Focus, Peace, and Liberty. They ask for them. So they literally come down in the mornings before school and ask for them. So yeah.
I
And my
love
my husband too, he noticed the boost. That was the one he noticed the most, with that and the Liberty. But yeah, he definitely noticed that it was like kind of a, I don't know, we don't see it as like an energy drink substitute or anything because we don't drink energy drinks anyway, but we do our 1 cup in the morning coffee. And that's pretty much it for the most part, unless we feel so drained and have to drink another coffee in the afternoon. But he and I described the boost as like a kind of a subtle, nice type of energy. Just like it's not even so noticeable, but you know you have it on, you know? That's how I feel. So it's like describing it as sometimes it's hard, I think, to describe because I love it so much, but I seem to hype it a little bit because I love it so much. And so people expect more from it. I I guess so I have to kind of, make sure I'm not like hyping it as if it's like some kind of a drug that you're taking. But I just notice that it's a very steady energy throughout the day that's really been helping me. So,
Kind of like
You
a
feel?
building. Sorry, Carrie, sorry. It's kind of like a building energy almost.
yeah,
And, the problem with energy drinks is there's a bunch of crap in them, but there's also
yeah,
like a ton of B vitamin. And so your body takes it. And the thing about B vitamins is it's water soluble. So all that happens is your body takes as much as it can, and then you pee all of it out, right?
yeah,
So with energy drinks, you get that big boost real quick, but that's why the crash is so bad too. That's why I love Boost as well, Alex. I'm so
yeah.
glad you
It's
said it.
so
It's like
steady.
gradual, right?
Yeah, it's so steady. It's so nice for the whole day. And I actually have, I mean, I don't know how much time I have. I don't want to annoy Jamie.
We have 7 minutes left before we cut the Zoom,
Okay,
Alexandra.
no, no, no. No, really?
Yes.
Okay, then
But you
I'm
don't
done.
have 7 minutes to talk. You have 1 to 2 minutes, but I love your energy. I
I'm
love
sorry. Okay,
I love all the
I'm gonna
things.
give the mic over. I'm really glad to be here. So
Save it for next time. Save it for
yes,
next time
yes.
and then go share it in Amazing Patch Stories group.
But like Crystal, how often do we see this where someone wants to continue going on and on? And what I love, Alexandra, is that your whole family is using it. And I
Yeah.
love that it's so safe for the whole family. I love that your kids are asking for it. And so just simply sharing that as it is. But yeah, go put those stories in Amazing Patch Stories because I would
I
sit
will
here all
try to.
day. Steve
Once
wouldn't
I
let
get the
me,
time.
okay?
Yes.
Steve won't let us stay on, but I would sit here all day long listening to you. So
Well,
thank you
thanks for
so much
letting me
for
share.
sharing.
Thanks for letting me share.
We're gonna go to a couple more, and then if we still have time, we'll come back to you. How about that?
Oh no, that's okay.
Just gonna need your phone number, Alexandra, so we can chat.
All right, sounds
Thanks
good.
for sharing. Wow. Crystal, like all the time we see this where it's one thing after the next. We can't just pick just one. And sometimes we'll ask, what's your favorite one? Yeah, that's a non-question here. That's not an answerable question. Diana Dahlberg, I see your hand is up right now.
Okay,
Go ahead.
I'll try to be real quick because I have to leave in about a minute. So, I like to be a product of our product. And the one product I haven't used ever is the Kick It. Well, last week, no, actually it was 2 weeks ago, I started what's called cheek biting. I don't know if anybody knows what that is, but it's where you bite the inside of your like, and the next thing you know, it becomes a habit. It became such a habit that I was doing it all day long and I couldn't stop. And I thought, what am I going to do? And so I thought, you know what? I haven't tried the Kick It yet. So maybe this would be a good time to try Kick It. So I went and got a Kick It, put it on. And honestly, as soon as I put it on, I bit again. And I thought, oh, it didn't work. And then I thought, wait a minute. I remember hearing a testimony one time of somebody who used Kick It. And they said, if you don't have an attitude of wanting to quit what you're doing, it might not work because you do a mind over matter thing. So I stopped and I literally talked out loud to myself and said, I really do want to quit this. I don't want to keep biting the inside of my mouth. So I'm purposing to let this not be my problem anymore. And I am not kidding. It's been 3 days. I haven't bit once.
You're lying.
No, I swear to God, he's my witness.
Wow.
So it really was. It was like I just had to admit I have a problem. I have to stop. And the Kick It did it. So
Wow.
I got to
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing, Diana. Listen, I stopped biting my nails, but I don't always wear Kick-It. And so I go to get my nails done because then if they're done, I don't want to bite them, blah, 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 blah. I have an extra layer of protection, right?
That's why I
Well,
do
just,
mine.
just
Yeah.
this week, I took all this paint off and I'm sitting here on this Zoom picking. So I immediately, the minute that you said that, I was like, shoot, I gotta kick it out and I put it on. So here we go. I am not gonna do it. Here, I admit I have a problem and I'm gonna stop doing it, y'all.
Okay, and within 2 days, I want you to contact me and let me know if it worked.
Oh, I will.
That is follow-up. That is
Hey,
follow-up, Diana.
monkey see, monkey do. I'm just here to just have the same hope she does, right? Like, thank you, Diana, for sharing. I really appreciate it. Crystal, people are scrolling for hope. When we hear stories like this, like if someone told me you could lose 5 pounds in one day doing X, I would probably do it even if it didn't work. Like I would try it, right? You would at least try it. But the guarantee you have when you use our patches is that they work. Steve, go get a Kick-It patch. I see you biting your cheek. Steve always points out, he's like, you know what your bad habits are. I'm gonna start pointing out how I'm gonna be looking, going, hey, what y'all's falling asleep? Somebody, look, go put a defend on over there. Hey, you look a little snotty. Isn't that would be funny if we actually talked about it? Jackson, go put a focus on. Your mom told you to go to another room, and here you are bothering her again. You need a focus patch. Like, could y'all imagine how much fun with that?
You tell him
I'm
you're
totally
kidding.
joking, Jackson. I'm glad she let you back in the living room. Back in the house. It's too cold in Minnesota to keep him outside, Crystal. Just kidding. He's not outside. I'm joking. Neha, I see that you're on here. I can't wait to hear what you have to say. Go ahead and unmute and share with us. Oh, Neha, I muted you. That was my fault. Do it again. Okay.
Hello, hello, hello. Can everybody hear me?
We can all hear you loud and clear, Neha. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Neha. If you don't know me, I'm gonna try to keep this short and sweet. But it's been a long time since I've been talking to the camera on this meeting. But I was on the road with these patches all summer long and all fall long because I found a little group that I usually go with. But today I want to talk about victory and I want to talk about liberty. So, I don't know if you guys know, probably not, because it's been almost 1.5 years since I've been talking on this meeting. I have I have cerebral palsy, which is a motor function, gross motor function, different ability, let's just say, that affects all of my 4 limbs. Recently, I've been wearing Victory, and that has helped me drastically for my mobility, just to get my daily tasks completed. Like I think Crystal said in one of her videos or live videos I was watching, or one of these meetings, that when you touch her body hurts. So when you touch the clothing, or when you touch like anything touches your skin. So I was having a lot of that. So even with water. So I put on the Victory, and I evidently, like, my stomach muscles started to work, and I was like, what is going on? And I used to have Victory in my combination, but I stopped using it for a while, and I'm like, Neha, you have to use it because it is helping you. And I told myself now it's back in my combination of my patches, and now I use it almost every day. I have a little combination that I use that was for a later meeting. But yeah, so I just wanted to say that.
I'm so excited that you shared. First of all, Neha, thank you so much for sharing. And I'm happy that you were able to kind of figure out like your combination. And I remember almost 2 years ago when I came to your house and we were sitting in the room you're in right now, right in your bedroom, and your parents were around and we had never met in person. And, you know, Carrie, I went to go there and I was thinking the whole way through, like, how am I going to show her these patches work? And Neha, I remember when you took off your harness and it was like everything in you to sit up. And I remember you kind of crashed back down and you're like, just put it on. And I put that Liberty patch on you and you sat right up. And I was like reading the room because I didn't know if it was normal, remember? And your mom has got tears in her eyes and you're just excited. And I'm like, is this normal? And you're like, no. And then what was it? A couple weeks later, you share with us a picture of you sitting in a salon chair, getting your hair done, something that you hadn't been able to do because you were wearing the patches. And I just look at your progress over the last almost 2 years now and see just everything from your speech to your like to your self-confidence to your control in your body to just everything all together. I'm just so excited that these patches are on your skin, and I'm even more excited that you do not let your limitations stop you from sharing what we've got here. And I'm so glad that you're part of our team, and I'm especially happy that you're back in action and on our Zoom. So thank you for sharing with us tonight, and keep coming back. People need to hear your voice. So thank you so much for that.
Thank
Felicia,
you.
thank you, dear. Thank you. Felicia, we have you last but not least, and we want you to take up some time and share your testimony. You're new here. What's your favorite patch so far?
Well, I use a Liberty every day. Every day. I've got my family all trying everything. You know, my daughter tried to focus. She's a psychologist for the schools and she writes reports and she was just amazed. You know, it's all about the brain with her. But I have something really exciting that I really started this business on the lowdown. I wanted the patches and we did the meeting on Friday. And we have a very large Harley Davidson dealership here in El Paso. And I have lunch with the owner every Friday. And he was at the meeting and he meets with a bunch of the other good old boys every day for lunch. And he's just telling everybody about these patches. And they weren't at the meeting on Friday. So they're calling me, telling me, oh, we need patches. And he had to come back to my house today, the owner of the Harley Davidson dealership, to get more patches. Meanwhile, I'm under the weather, but he was just, I'm coming. So, and he's been a Rotarian for over 60 years. And Miss Paula did our presentation on Friday, and he told me that was the best meeting I've been to in over 60 years. And
I love that, Paula.
Coming from an icon like that in El Paso, mind you, he's in his late 80s, still races cars, you know, and so he's just a great guy all the way around.
I love that, Felicia. Did you tell him that you're not interested in him buying any stuff from you because you're not doing this business?
You know, I've got to talk to him about getting in.
Eat
you know,
those words, Felicia. Eat them. You can't help it, right?
I'm trying to keep it on the lowdown, but you know, like I just told my husband, you know, God's just throwing snowballs at me, and he's like, you just got to go with it.
You know that song, This Little Light of Mine?
Mm-hmm.
hide it under a bushel. No, you can't hide something that is good as victory when you hear Neha's story. You
Yeah.
can't hide something when we get in a group of people and your fearless leader, Paula, runs like mad woman, sharing it with everyone and demoing people. You can't hide that. Someone's going to come to your house and risk getting sick to get patches from you. Yeah, I think it's incredible. Thank you for sharing, Felicia. And I really hope you feel better. Make sure you get Defend on your body every day. It's going to help you recover faster, even when we do start to feel bad. You guys, it is 9:06. You've given me 6 minutes extra of your time. In fact, we started a little bit later, letting everybody hop on here, but I don't want to take up anything much more. What I do want to tell you is this. These patches work. We know they do. I don't even need y'all to show up to tell me they work. I know that they work because when I talk to people, 100% of the people I talk to, the demo works on. It's only up to them if they decide to be a customer or a customer who gets paid. And there are people on this Zoom tonight. There's 17 of us total. I don't know who is associate or who is not. So if you are a guest and you have a question, I'm going to give you about 60 seconds to show yourself, raise your hand, do what you need to do, because we're here also to not just share with you what they do, but to answer any question you may have after what you saw with Steve and what you've heard here. I have no problem going through with you what it looks like to enroll, what kit you think you should get, all the stuff that comes along the way. And so any question, any guest? No? Okay. Well, make sure that you are plugged into a page called Amazing Patch Stories. Real stories, real people. Did I say it right, Crystal? Sometimes I get those two mixed up.
Real people, real results.
Real people, real results. My bad. Alexandra, go post all of your extra stories in there. There are admin. Crystal and I are part of that admin team that run that group. Okay. So make sure that you're posting a picture of yourself with the patch on. Like right now, I would love to see everybody show me a patch. I want to get a picture. Crystal, we hardly ever do this on the story one. So go ahead right now. I'm just going to put my phone up right here. Show me your patch. If you don't see your patch in your camera, then I don't see it. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Hold as close as you can. All right, here we go. Smile. Okay. Simply just wearing these out and about, people are going to ask you, what's that tattoo? You trying to quit smoking? What's that? You know, like there's all kinds of things. And these patches are changing. The business is getting better. The patches are getting better. All this new stuff is coming. So if you're listening to this for the first time, I really hope these stories have touched your heart enough to think about someone you want to help. And then when you think about someone you want to help, ask yourself, do I want to get paid every time my friend needs something for pain? Do I want to get paid every time someone needs stress relief? Do I want to get paid every time someone needs help going up and down stairs? Do I want to get paid every time someone has a baby and they need help with dealing with something rather than going down that treacherous road that can happen after, you know, the postpartum junk that happens? Do I want to get paid every time someone gets hurt? Think about it, right? And then think about people you can share it with. Crystal, go ahead and we're going to get out of here.
We have a late night entry who would like to share his favorite patch. So introduce yourself.
I'm Jackson.
Right here. Go ahead.
I'm Jackson. My favorite patch is Joy.
What do you like about the Joy patch?
It makes me happy.
It makes you happy. Good. What does it do for your dreams?
Makes me not have bad dreams.
That's right. Good job. Thank you for sharing.
I love that, Jackson. I'm so glad
Good
you
job.
shared. Thank you. That was awesome.
Good job. Thanks, guys.
All right, you guys, go enjoy the rest of your night. Share this with anybody, everybody that you see. It's our job. It's our job to do that, because once you hear these stories, once you hear this young man get on here and share, it is our job to do it. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your night and we'll see you soon.
Thanks
For
everyone.
sharing.